Schopenhauer, on the illusion of happiness. Happiness is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the truth. The truth is this: life is suffering, and every moment you're not suffering is just a brief pause before the next wave of pain arrives. Schopenhauer saw what optimists spend their entire lives denying. We are not born to be happy. We are born to want. And wanting is the nature of suffering itself. You see, desire is infinite. Satisfaction is temporary. You want something desperately. You believe that getting it will finally make you complete. You work for it, you sacrifice for it, you obsess over it, and then you get it. And for maybe a day, maybe a week, you feel something close to contentment, but it doesn't last. It never lasts, because the moment you satisfy one desire, 10 new desires take its place. This is the pendulum of human existence. On one side is unfulfilled desire, suffering. On the other side is boredom, also suffering. On the other side is boredom, also suffering. We swing between wanting what we don't have and being empty when we get it. There is no third option. There is no state of permanent satisfaction. That's the fantasy sold to you by people who profit from your hope. Schopenhauer called this the will, the blind, insatiable force that drives all life. It's not conscious. It's not rational. It's just the endless push to survive, to reproduce, to consume, to want more. And you are not in control of it. You think you are. You think your desires are yours, that your goals reflect your authentic self. They don't. You are a puppet, and the will is pulling the strings. Every achievement you celebrate is just the will using you to perpetuate itself. You think you want success. The will wants survival. You think you want love. The will wants reproduction. You think you want meaning. The will doesn't care about meaning. It only cares about continuing. And it will make you suffer endlessly in pursuit of goals that don't actually satisfy you, because satisfaction was never the point. Continuation is the point.
Look at your life honestly. How many things have you achieved that you thought would make you happy? The promotion, the relationship, the money, the recognition. Did any of them deliver what you expected? Or did they just reveal new problems, new insecurities, new desires that immediately replaced the old ones? You got the job you wanted, and now you want the next promotion. You found the partner you dreamed of, and now you notice their flaws. You made the money you said would be enough, and now enough has somehow doubled. This is not a flaw in your planning. This is the structure of existence. You are designed to never be satisfied, because a satisfied organism stops striving, and an organism that stops striving dies. So nature built dissatisfaction into your DNA. It made happiness fleeting and suffering constant to keep you moving, wanting, needing, chasing. And you mistake this treadmill for progress. You think, if I just get one more thing, then I'll finally be content. You won't. You can't, because contentment is the end of desire, and the end of desire is the end of you. Schopenhauer looked at this and reached a radical conclusion. The best you can hope for is not happiness. It's the temporary absence of pain. And even that is rare. Most of your life will be spent wanting, interrupted by brief moments of relief before the next wave of wanting begins. This is why people chase distractions so desperately. Entertainments, substances, busyness, noise. Not because these things make them happy, but because they temporarily interrupt the awareness of suffering. They numb the constant hum of unfulfilled desire that sits underneath everything you do. But the moment the distraction ends, the suffering returns, always. And the worst part? You can't even die to escape it, because even in death, the will continues. It doesn't die with you. It just moves on to the next vessel, your children, other people, other organisms. The will is indifferent to your individual suffering because it's not about you. It was never about you. You are just one temporary expression of an eternal force that will outlive you and continue making others suffer long after you're gone.
Now here's where it gets darker. Most people, when they sense this truth, double down on the illusion. They convince themselves that their suffering has meaning. They create narratives. I'm struggling now, but it will be worth it. This pain is building character. Everything happens for a reason. These are lies you tell yourself to make the suffering bearable. But Schopenhauer refuses you that comfort. There is no reason. There is no grand plan. There's only the will, blindly pushing you forward, with no destination, no purpose, no reward at the end, except more of the same. So what do you do with this information? Most philosophers would pivot here to some redemptive conclusion, some way to make it all okay. Schopenhauer doesn't do that. He's honest enough to tell you there is no way to make it okay, but there are ways to reduce your suffering. First, see through desire. Recognize that every craving you have is not genuinely yours. It's the will using you. And the more you identify with your desires, the more you suffer. So create distance. Observe your wants without obeying them immediately. Ask yourself, is this desire mine, or is it something programmed into me? Most of the time, it's programmed, and recognizing that weakens its grip. Second, minimize your entanglement with the world. The more you want from life, the more life can hurt you. The more people you need, the more rejection you'll face. The more possessions you accumulate, the more you'll fear losing them. The more status you chase, the more fragile your peace becomes. Schopenhauer wasn't advocating for complete withdrawal, but he understood that simplicity is armor. The less you need, the less can be taken from you. Third, embrace art and contemplation. These are the only activities where the will temporarily releases its grip. When you're genuinely absorbed in music, or lost in a great book, or contemplating beauty or truth, you stop wanting. For those moments, you're not trying to get anywhere. You're not chasing anything. You're just present. And presence is the closest thing to peace you'll ever experience. Fourth, practice compassion. Not the sentimental kind, but the recognition that everyone around you is suffering the same way you are. They're all puppets of the same will. They're all trapped on the same treadmill. And when you see this, cruelty becomes absurd. Not because people don't deserve it, but because adding to their suffering when existence is already doing that job efficiently is pointless. But let's be clear, none of this will make you happy. Schopenhauer is not offering you a path to joy. He's offering you a path to less suffering. And in a world built on suffering, that's the most realistic goal you can have.
Here's what makes Schopenhauer so dangerous to confront. He takes away your hope. And hope is the drug most people are addicted to. Hope that the next thing will be different. Hope that eventually it all pays off. Hope that meaning is waiting somewhere down the road. Schopenhauer says no. There is no payoff. There is no meaning waiting. There is only this, the endless oscillation between wanting and boredom, with brief interruptions of distraction, until you die and the cycle continues without you. Most people can't handle this, so they reject it immediately. They call it pessimism. They call it depressing. They say, that can't be true, because if it were, life wouldn't be worth living. But Schopenhauer would respond, who said life is worth living? You assume it is because you're alive,
and your biology demands you keep going. But strip away the biological imperative. Look at existence objectively and tell me, where is the evidence that this is worth it? The parent works themselves to exhaustion for children who will grow up and do the same